So much going on right now in NASCAR, especially with the news about Michael Jordan becoming an owner.
This is crazy, man. I tell you, having Michael Jordan, I guess the last dance he had over there in basketball wasn't the last dance for him. He's coming back to our sport now. He's going to show a lot of people what that competitive spirit can do. As an owner, I believe he's going to bring a ton of energy, a lot of attention. I mean, you think of all the attention he's going to bring with his Jordan brand, and when you go down the grid, when we can finally have people again, you can imagine the crowd that'll be around that.
You're saying he's going to dunk on everybody else?
Yeah.
He's going to be a foot or two higher. Maybe Brad Daugherty would be the only one. Yeah. But, yeah, maybe we can get an upgrade at the basketball courts at the Daytona racetrack or something, and Michael's going to be hanging around.
A little pickup.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd want to pick up against him. But, yeah,
no, I think I'd be on his team.
Yeah, I hear you. He's such an influential athlete and businessman. He's a trendsetter around the world globally, and so it's so awesome that he's taken a notice of our sport, and he believes in our sport. He believes that, this is something that he wants to invest his money, his time, and be a part of, so I can't wait for 2021.
If he's on the basketball league, you think he gets picked first in Denny's basketball league?
Yeah, I think so.
That guy right there.
Yeah, I think Brad second, though. Brad Daugherty.
We're going to talk about this more, but first let's remind you, Monday night, Denny Hamlin, Michael Jordan announcing that they are teaming up to start a team for 2021. Bubba Wallace is going to be the driver. Here's what Denny had to say. 11 years ago, I met Michael Jordan at a then Charlotte Bobcats game. We became fast friends. Our friendship has grown over the years, and now we're ready to take it to the next level. I'm excited to announce that MJ and I are starting a new single-car NASCAR Cup Series team for 2021. Deciding on the driver was easy. It had to be Bubba Wallace. Michael Jordan then said this: I've been a NASCAR fan my whole life. The opportunity to own my own racing team in partnership with my friend Denny Hamlin and to have Bubba Wallace driving for us is very exciting for me. The timing seemed perfect as NASCAR is evolving and embracing social change more and more. Bubba Wallace had this to say: this is a unique once-in-a-lifetime opportunity that I believe is a great fit for me at this point in my career. Both Michael and Denny are great competitors and are focused on building the best team they can to go out and compete for race wins. Everybody is happy, but you know what comes next is all of the hard work, right? Because, Andy, you've owned a team. What do the next couple months look like for these guys?
Yeah, a lot of energy around this whole thing, but you do have to get down to the nuts and bolts of building the team. I'm sure they've already handled a lot of that, right? But even though it went quick, I'm sure they've got an alliance with the top team. We would have to assume it's Gibbs. They'll have great equipment, but they'll have to put a lot of pieces in place to make sure that they're positioned to take advantage of all those resources that they're going to have. So the work starts now. The season's coming quick.
Yeah.
Hard work. So I want to know, most important hire. Who is the most important person that they hire for this team?
Well, I think the first thought is Bubba Wallace, the driver. He's going to be the star of the show. Yeah, and they need to pay him good too, right? But I think that the crew chief is so important for a team like this that is going to have a technical alliance. That crew chief, he is going to be involved in everything, not only just the race calling on Sunday. He's going to be working with the pit crew, working with the engineering staff, steering, where we're going to go with building our race cars, and someone Bubba's got to trust. And that's something that Michael Jordan and Denny have both said, hey, we want to get off the ground running and win some races. And I don't think they're going to have a lot of time to learn each other's style. So I think it'll be someone that Bubba has to get along with and that really believes in Bubba and vice versa.
Yeah, they're going to have to kind of look at the structure of the team, too. The crew chief has changed a lot over the years, and he does still do a lot of things at a smaller team.
You're right.
Probably more, but in these big organizations, he's got to hire some people that can take advantage, like I said, of the resources that they're going to have, that either, Toyota, Gibbs, wherever they're going to get it from. They've got to still get them to the racetrack.
Okay, what does this mean for Bubba? What kind of opportunity is this for him?
It's huge, but I think there's a lot of pressure on Bubba. I think this is an opportunity for him. Everybody expects this team to be a winning team, and everybody around it. Michael Jordan has even said that. He's going to win. He's not going to run second or third. So it's going to be a lot of pressure. He's going to have to step it up a little bit, and I think he can. I've seen out of Bubba. He's got a lot of talent. He's ready for this move. He's earned it, and I'm kind of excited to see where it's going to go with him.
I think timing is on Bubba's favor, and like you said, Andy, I think there will be a ton of pressure on Bubba to get the job done and be fast right out of the gate. And I look at Bubba, and he's going to be in his 4th year in competition next year. He's got over 100 starts. He's had a taste of success at some different tracks, but, he's got to be focused on what's going on with that race car on the racetrack. He's got to push some of those distractions off, because when you've got high-profile owner, new sponsors coming into the series, different expectations, that there is a lot going on that a driver is going to have to navigate through. So hopefully he can take this all offseason to get all of his people in place so he can focus on racing.
But let's face it, he has been dealing with a lot of external distractions, not just this year, but we've seen him deal with that and still go on to the racetrack and do his job. All right, so Jeff Gordon was on the show last night, of course, Hall of Famer. He's been involved with this sport for decades, right? He's been a driver, a team owner, now a broadcaster. This is what he had to say about Jordan's involvement.
He's one of the most iconic sports figures there's ever been, a huge name around the world, and a smart businessman. So, I mean, this only adds tremendous value to NASCAR. Obviously, his stance on diversity, that's going to only impact the sport positively. You see what Bubba Wallace and his stance he's been taking. I mean, this is a perfect match, in my opinion. And, I mean, what huge news. I'm still kind of blown away that they were able to pull this all together as quickly as they did.
Perfect match. What do you think it means for NASCAR to have Michael Jordan involved?
Oh, I think it's huge. I mean, we've heard over the years, where are the new owners going to come from? Got a lot of guys have been around a long time. This is a great place. We got somebody like Michael Jordan coming in here. I look back when Joe Gibbs brought that same kind of winning mentality from the NFL, came in and built what he's built. I mean, it's amazing what he's built. I see the same thing possible here with Michael Jordan and Denny. They're super highly competitive guys, and they're going to build something that's going to be able to win.
Yeah, I think NASCAR's made it clear that with this next-gen car rolling out in 2022, that they're adjusting this business model to attract new owners across all, business platforms, sports, world. And I think Michael can be one of those frontier guys that comes in and says, hey, this is a model that can make money, can be successful, have fun. And maybe there's other guys and girls watching around the world that say, hey, Michael Jordan, he's a smart guy. Like Jeff said, he's a businessman too with the Jordan brand. He owns the Charlotte Hornets. And so he knows how to work through this. And so I think that this will open up a lot of eyes to our sport and maybe bring in some of those new owners for the next generation.
So we've been able to hear the statements from Denny Hamlin, Michael Jordan, and, of course, Bubba Wallace. But our Bob Pockrass had a chance to talk one-on-one with Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin. He joins us now. Hey, Bob, how'd that conversation go?
Well, it was a couple of reporters and Michael Jordan and Denny Hamlin. And Michael Jordan said he always had in his mind that he would at some point want to own a Cup team. But this was a decision made with the gut, that this was the right time.
When this was presented to me, I felt good about it. When Bubba was involved in the whole conversation, I felt good about it. And my biggest conversation to Denny was, look, I don't want to get in there just to go around the races, just go around and around and around and finish up 18th, 19th, 20th, 30th. I want to win. So, I want to be put in the position, the best chance for us to win. That's my competitive nature.
As you heard, Michael Jordan wants to win, but he knows he'll have to be patient. He knows that it is a process to get to victory lane, and he said he's good with that process as long as the team is taking steps forward toward victory lane rather than backward.
So great to have him in the sport. And, Bob, it's impossible to ignore just how far this sport has come over the past couple months in terms of diversity. How much was Michael Jordan paying attention to that?
He was paying a lot of attention to it. He said that NASCAR's efforts to change perspective and to try to attract a new generation and to connect with that new generation affords him the opportunity to be involved and to potentially spearhead a thought process among Black people to get involved in NASCAR.
This is huge for NASCAR. It's huge for Michael Jordan. It's huge for Bubba Wallace. And it's huge for Denny Hamlin, right? But it's also a lot of work. And he's going for a championship right now. So how much do you think it's been a distraction over the past couple weeks as he's ramped up to get this announcement?
I think it's been a little bit of a distraction. He talked about spending the last couple of weeks on the phone with Michael, on the phone with Michael's financial people, describing the economics of the sport. Now that this deal is done, I think the fun part begins for Denny. People are calling Denny, and they're not calling him to be on his basketball league or be in his golf league. They're calling him for jobs. And he said with the conversations that he's had, he's confident that while there will be some growing pains, that this can turn into a top-tier team very quickly.
All right, so just one of us on Race Hub today actually got a chance to speak to Michael Jordan. So you are officially the coolest person on Race Hub today, Bob. Thank you so much for everything.
I'll take it for one day. Thank you.
For more great NASCAR on Fox content, subscribe to our channel. It's somewhere right around here.